I don't need you to trade papers. I just need you to honestly self-evaluate the papers that you have in front of you. I'm not going to put this one in the grade book because I let you use your notes. And I gave you questions that were really hard. So expect in the near future, on Wednesdays, to have 3. I said something.
I'm sorry.
To have 3, one of which will always be a review. So to try to keep starting to incorporate the old stuff into what we're learning right now. First one's obviously a review. Comes off Federalist 51. So using specific examples, discuss how Madison's observations apply to the relationship between the legislative branch and the modern presidency. Jeffrey, what you got there for number 1?
Really hard to read my writing.
You wrote it?
Well, any specifics? Any specific example?
Alright, let's take a step back and read this quote.
Alright.
In Republican government, the legislative authority necessarily predominates. So our legislative branch is according to Madison, the strongest.
Yeah.
And in order to protect from them being too strong, the remedy for this inconveniency is to divide the legislature, and the executive should be fortified. So what he's saying is, what should we do with the legislative branch? What? Split it, yeah. So we're going to split that into 2. What's 1 and 1? House and good. And then we need to fortify the president. What does it mean to fortify something?
Strengthen.
Good, strengthen. So then let's look at the modern presidency and the relationship between the legislative branch and the modern presidency. In what way do we see that relationship as Madison envisioned? Does that help? So what about this relationship today is as Madison described in Federalist 51? What about it?
Well, I guess you could put an example I could think of is how Obama wanted to have Obamacare.
Okay.
But then, the House and Senate, or pretty much the legislative branch didn't want to pass it. They're the ones with the purse, so they didn't want,
Good.
them to be wasting so much money.
Or in that case, they passed it and then they spent the last 6 years trying to repeal it. Cool, I dig that. Because originally the Democratic House and Senate passed it.
Yeah, but like the last few
Yeah.
years.
Okay, good. With the purse, I like that. Hector, what you got? What modern aspects of our government system resemble what Madison said?
Well, I think it was checks and balances.
Beautiful, give me more specifics though.
Like today, like the president has control of the bureaucracy,
Ooh,
and like what Jeffrey said, like Congress has control of the money.
okay. So they have the bureaucracy, all those agencies, but they have the cash money. Good. So then those relationships check and balance each other. Good. What else? Val.
Similar to what Jeffrey said about kind of like the polarization, but I guess I kind of misunderstood the question.
That's okay.
Because I wrote, pretty much what I wrote was that similar to how today, what was it? I think last week or earlier this week, Congress tied between voting in for the head of education.
Yes.
And then Pence said voted yes.
Okay.
So I understood because the legislation was split, that the presidency was fortified.
So that's an example. Good. That's an example of the executive branch of the presidency being fortified. And what other ways is the presidency more fortified now than it was in 1783? What powers does the president have now that he didn't necessarily have written into the presidency then? What? The bully pulpit. Good. Right, starting with about Teddy Roosevelt, the president has this ability to sway public opinion for or against Congress in a way that we didn't have prior for a variety of reasons. One, our presidents were in general stayed in their lanes a little more so, and mass media. But now the president has the entire nation's media and eyes upon him or her, theoretically, as soon as they want, whatever they want. And that's a fortification of the presidency we did not have beforehand. So, was Madison right? To an extent, that our legislative branch is the most powerful? What do you guys think? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it all comes down to the budget, where the money goes, and how the money flows. but the presidency has definitely been strengthened in power particularly since Civil War-ish, but much more so since 1900 with Teddy and company. The next question is more important, so I need you to tell me, obviously we've been spending this time talking about selective incorporation. Originally the U.S. Constitution does very little to protect the citizens' actions of states. They're more worried about the actions of the federal government. So the Supreme Court interpreted the Constitution to protect the rights of citizens from state governments in a process referred to as incorporation, beginning with what amendment? Don't all speak up at once. Jonathan, what amendment?
14th
Good job. What part of it?
Part that
That's a tag.
that is the enumeration of the rights and benefits protected.
The due process clause. You explained the whole thing without saying due process clause. So tell me, for two of the following, explain how each has been incorporated. Rights of criminal defendants. What is our huge case in regards to the rights of criminal defendants? Luis, you got it. Luis, give it to me. Cool. Miranda versus Arizona. And what right there are we questioning?
The right to know about rights.
Vanessa, what?
The right to know, to be aware of it.
The right to not have to, you were saying right there. Self-incrimination, yeah. The right to not self-incriminate. So in this case, as you guys read, this person confesses to a crime, but they were not read their rights and told they didn't have to answer questions or basically incriminate themselves. And it's overturned. So that's an example of how the rights of criminal defendants have then selectively incorporated themselves to the states. B, First Amendment. Who has one First Amendment?
Gillow versus New York.
I'm sorry?
Gillow versus
Gillow versus New York. Explain.
Wasn't it the court case where this was a news reporter
Yes?
and that he wanted to publish, he published his own, I guess you could say, report, and that his newspaper was like, you can't report that, so, from there, it's against the Supreme Court.
Okay.
And they protected his person.
Okay? Yes?
Is this the one where he was passing out, like, communist flyers?
It's more like a report on communism than it was communist flyers, but yes.
And he was, like, encouraging people to, like, overthrow the government or whatever, so during this time, I think it was, like, the Vietnam War. There you go. So,
One of those first.
they said it was, like, treason or something, so that's why they told him, like, that he couldn't do it, and
So what did the Supreme Court find in this case?
that it was his free speech as long as there were no actions resulting from it.
So freedom of speech is protected as long as, what if his people had gone so far as to attempt to overthrow the government or to have a communist revolution, then it's not protected. So the freedom of speech is protected and therefore incorporated to all the states as long as you're not actually inciting action with your speech. His defense is that he's writing a report on what communism looks like in history, not doing it in America. And in that case, the freedom of speech is protected. Anything on privacy rights? What's up? Griswold v. Connecticut. Good job, Bree. Tell me.
So basically, there was a married couple who were allowed to use contraceptives.
And now you remember that more than if I just told you.
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
Because Connecticut had ruled that it was illegal to use contraceptives.
Are they going to pay for child care then? It's not God's will. Sure, and what does the Supreme Court rule?
They said that it was violating their right to privacy in the marriage.
So yeah, so who's the government to get involved in what I do in my marriage? I don't even know what I do in my own marriage. I just show up. So, in that case, the right to privacy is then selectively incorporated to all the states because in Griswold v. Connecticut, a federal court rules that we have the right to privacy in our marriages and those kinds of decisions. So you can't outlaw things like contraception. It's funny to me that that falls under privacy instead of the right to happiness, sanity. Cool. And then, of course, if you got to the third one, we can talk about that tomorrow. The bell's going to ring. All you guys have to do tomorrow is your civil rights chapter. Get that done, and we'll work on civil rights tomorrow. I might collect those? Yes. If you have your civil rights and liberties done, I'd love to collect them now. So yeah,
Yeah, 'cause